Hey guys, and day 3 of PAX is done and over with, so Tim and I are here, and we're just going to give you a little wrap down on what's been going on.
We're chilling right now at the Still Liquor with our half-price whiskey. Cheers. So we started our day with seeing Hob together from Runic Games. Runic's made Torchlight 2. Smaller development team this time. I think it's had 5 people.
5 people on staff, yeah.
On staff. Really cool art style. They said that it was influenced by Miyazaki, is that right?
Yeah, Miyazaki.
So the environment changes a lot. You'll do puzzles and activate like these ancient machines that are just kind of lying around in disrepair, and areas of the world will rise up. And speaking of rising up, there's a lot of verticality in the game, a lot of climbing, so it's not just flat. You'll be climbing up columns and jumping.
And it's important to say that Tim played it, and I interviewed the developers, which you guys will hear in a coming episode. And sorry if the arm of this camera is shaking. I'm actually holding the camera this time. So there's a little bit of shake to it.
Yeah, I should post a link to the tripod I bought that we're going to use. And it broke the first time we used it because the screw that was in the center column was made out of plastic. That thing that holds up the whole assembly. Yeah, let's save 2 cents and make that out of plastic instead of metal. So screw that company. They got my first negative review on Amazon, I think. Anyway,
back to Hob. So it's important to say that Tim played the game, and during playing it, he went over the same area over and over and over again, but each time, due to things he had done later on in the environment, the place had changed.
And I also unlocked a power in the claw that I had, which was like a hook shot from Zelda.
Yeah, and you can cut grass with your sword, which is awesome. Yep. And hearts come out of the grass, which is awesome.
Apples, red apples.
Apples.
But there's definitely nods to Zelda in this. It's not exactly
It's
like
not
Zelda.
a Zelda knockoff, though, guys. This is a game completely of its own. It's amazing. It looks interesting, and it's going to be a lot of fun to play. So
after that, we went to talk to Kingston, right? Was that what we did next?
Yeah, we went and talked to Kingston Technology. We had an appointment with them earlier on the week. It didn't work out, but we got in with them today. Learned about their new Cloud 2 headset. They're going to be doing a good, better, and best lines.
GameStop will get the good, and then they'll sell their premium, or their good, and their better and their best to
gamers. Console game or PC gamers. The console one is the good one. It's the same exact thing without all the bells and whistles that PC users need to have, like dual jacks and so on and so forth. 7.1 surround sound, which the consoles don't currently support. So we went and saw them, hung out with them for a little bit, and then we split off and did our own thing.
So I went to the Sony booth, and the first thing I tried to find was any Vita game, and I couldn't find any Vita games. Well, that's not entirely true. They had some games that would be playable on Vita, but they had no Vitas demoing them. So the 2 games that I played that will be available on Vita are called Skytorn, which is a Metroidvania type game, where you start out with limited abilities, you have to backtrack, get new abilities, and you have a shovel as your weapon, so you can actually dig through the walls in certain parts. I played that for a little bit, but I was actually just waiting for the spot next to me to play Cosmic Star Heroine, which is a game I actually backed on Kickstarter, and I should be getting my code in the next month or so. It's an old school type RPG. It looks a lot like Chrono Trigger, but there's some modern twists to it. Better, like streamlined inventory, easier spell management. It looks really good. It'll look even better on a small screen, I think, because the sprites were kind of blown up for the larger screen. And then I had an appointment for Runbow, which is a Wii U game with up to 9 players. It's
Speedrunners.
It did remind me of Speedrunner.
Speedrunners.
There's some differences, like when the color changes in the world, your platforms of that color will disappear. So you could be jumping toward an orange platform, and if the wave of color, the orange went away, you would be jumping into nothing and fall to your death. There's several different game modes, including a campaign and King of the Hill, and there were 17 characters. And what made those 17 characters interesting was that they were all indie title characters from other Nintendo independent games like Shovel Knight, and the Guacamelee character, which is named Juan, and Zach's bored, so we're talking about indie games. Let me go on to the next one, then I'll let him talk for a little bit. I went to Lovers.
He went to see some lovers and get a hand job.
Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time, which I asked about the title, and it's apparently a riff on a song called Lovers in a Dangerous Time.
Okay.
So, Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. It's very colorful, very not realistic, but you're in space piloting a spaceship, and you're the crew running around in this spaceship, and you have to man all of the cannons and shields, and you get upgrades by saving these space bunnies. And you can get these giant laser flails, and you have to run around though in the ship and man the turrets and upgrade everything. So you're like constantly, and you have to communicate with your teammate or you're gonna get screwed, because stuff will be coming on the left side and it'll come on the right side. And you have to go over to that side physically and start shooting at them. You can't just man the turret from the center or whatever. So it's all about cooperation, and it's a 2-player game. It'll be on Xbox and Windows. And I'll let you talk for a little bit now.
Okay, so we went to Telltale and tried out their new story mode from Minecraft, which is going to be coming out probably fall season, but there's not a specific date yet. So we want to try that out, and that was fun. I actually was impressed by how much fun I was actually having playing a Minecraft-looking game.
Telltale knows how to tell a story, and
it was a good story, guys. It was.
They brought in elements of Minecraft that neither of us play Minecraft, so we sort of know what a creeper is, kind of.
Yeah.
But we don't know how to craft things, and they introduced it to players like us very well.
Let's start off by saying you can pick up to 6 different players. Design, that's all that changes. 3 males, 3 females. So I think it was light skin, darker skin, and then black guy. And then same with the female. So you could choose, whatever skin tone best fits you. And then from there, you're off to save your pig, which runs off into a field on fire.
Which is named Reuben, which I think is hilarious because that's a sandwich made out of pig, I think.
Okay.
Which,
sure.
I like that.
That's kind of funny,
At one point, you think Reuben is on fire because his costume caught on fire, and so you think your pig is burning, and that made me laugh.
I had a good chuckle, a couple of chuckles, and people looked around at me and they're like, "What the fuck are you laughing at?" I was like, "No, this is hilarious, guys."
Their booth is awesome. Everything looked all like pixelated, like the doorknobs were square.
Yeah, if you guys head over to our Twitter, you guys will actually see their booth. I took a photo of it.
So their booth was not half the experience, but their booth certainly enhanced the experience. It was cool.
Yeah, it was like you were walking into Minecraft. So that was a lot of fun. And then afterwards, I got to sit down and have an interview with their media director, I believe is what his title is. Right now, I can't remember his name, so I'm not going to say it. But anyways, me and him had a good long, probably 15-minute to 20-minute conversation.
Nice.
And about Minecraft, about Telltales. So yeah, don't head over yet, but here pretty soon we're going to have a podcast with all these interviews, and you guys will be able to listen to our interview about Minecraft story mode from their perspective. So yeah, then I kind of went and just toured around for a little bit, looked at some stuff that was nothing of too much of interest. I went and checked out the Alienware booth and a few other things.
I went to the Indie Mega booth, and I kind of marked for later a couple games I want to check out, but the lines were long. The 2 games I want to check out later are Butt Sniffing Pugs, which you control with a giant tennis ball, like a trackball. Like, it's basketball size though, and you're a pug and you sniff butts, and that's gotta try that. The other game I wanted to try was called Through the Woods, which had a very realistic, creepy version of just going through the woods at night. It looked like Blair Witch, the game. Very atmospheric. It looked pretty scary. You're freaking me out right now. The game I actually played was called Lady Killer in a Bind, which was an adult visual novel, basically. Where you just so that was interesting. It's MA rated for sure. There's boobies.
Maybe.
Zach wants to play it just for that, but there's more to it than that. It was all about conversations and manipulation, and it's weird. It's twisted. It's a twisted game. And I thought there was something else.
I was supposed to be seeing a gaming mouse today, but that didn't work out too well.
So after that, we went to the Indy 6, I think it's called.
Yeah, and we walked around for a little bit.
From PAX, and we wandered around. It was kind of in a basement space, so it was really hot and cramped. So we did find one game, though, that was really awesome, which was Rocket Fist.
Rocket Fist was awesome.
Rocket Fist is super cool. Really simple game. You get to fire a rocket fist at the other 3 players. Once you fire that rocket fist, you don't have any more ammo. You've got to go run and get it. or someone else can grab it and shoot it back at you. You do have the option to ram into someone, but that just stuns them. So you're just running around this little circular figure eight map, firing rocket fists at each other.
And it's also important to say that if your rocket fist hits an inactive rocket fist, they both become active and shoot off in different directions.
Yeah. So it's all about if you get like an angled shot, or you can set up like a tricky cool shot and rocket fist into another rocket fist, which then hits the guy you're aiming for. That was good times. That would be very cool. Steam or PlayStation Network or Xbox Live game where you got 3 other buddies. There is a 1 versus 1 mode, which Zach and I played, which was fun too.
It was a lot of fun.
But that was definitely the highlight of the Indie 6. That would be my pick of that show for sure.
I also headed over to the Corsair today. I didn't tell you this actually, which is RAM, and they have a bunch of other gaming. They're PC mainly, and they actually have a professional Rocket League team that they sponsor.
Cool.
So I went to watch them. And their team sucks.
You're better than them?
Yeah.
Why aren't you in a professional Rocket League?
I like talked to a Rocket League lady and I was like, I watched like 6 matches.
Are there Rocket League tryouts?
I asked her if I could go 1v3 on their 3. They have a 3v3 team apparently, and she said no because I wasn't there in the amount of time. And I kind of like went off a little bit and was like, I could beat all 3 of your guys by my fucking self. Like I don't need anybody else. Like these guys suck. Like they went up against 2 guys that they were doing 2v2s, and they were like the 2 guys who came up to play against these pros were like, we've never played this game before, so they like gave them the rundown on the controllers, and like the first thing they did was like go off and start driving on the ceiling and stuff. Those guys ended up coming back from a 1-0 at the end of it to winning it in overtime to 2-1 against the pros, and I was like, pretty sure I can take these guys by myself. They can't set up any shots on the go, and the ones they do are just bullshit luck.
Well, apparently we're losing our co-host to Plug and Play show to Professional Rocket League, so this might be the last.
Of course, there might be. They're hopefully just paying them like a couple chicken legs a day or something.
Yeah, it's not nearly as big as like Dota or.
No, so.
It's not.
But yeah,
although I could see that as an actual.
It was pretty hysterical that when they called them pros.
As far as esports go, I think Rocket League is a lot more watchable.
Oh, it's way more watchable.
Than League so.
Yeah.
Esports needs to find more games like Rocket League that it's actually fun to watch, not just play.
Yeah, and it was just hysterical when they said they were pros and they sucked so terrible. They were doing really good on one guy. It was like 7-1. But granted, this guy didn't know how to drive his car, so he just kind of went in circles and didn't really do anything. And neither did the other guy on his team. So, but like the pros are taking like stupid shots that like I wouldn't have even taken like a week ago. So I'm not sure. I'm wondering if they didn't just like hire some people just to say they were pros. But it was interesting, I guess. But it was hysterical. They like get in a kind of little heated argument with the lady running it, being like, "No, I can definitely beat your pros 1v3. Come on, let me do this." And she's like, "No, we can't have that because there's like 2 people in line." I was like, "Well, wait, and then I'll beat their ass. It's fine." Yeah.
Zach always trying to start something. So after this, we're going out to depress ourselves. We're gonna watch a documentary of the making of. That Dragon Cancer, where one of the developers lost his son to cancer, and that's what the game is about. The documentary is about making that game and kind of what they went through, called Thank You for Playing. And then after that, we're going to try to cheer ourselves about going to a different party. There will be a cosplay contest.
Baby.
I hope there's all male just for you, like all the cosplayers are dudes.
I'm not going to the cosplay party anymore, guys, just so Tim can't be right or
wrong. So this is the second to last day of PAX, and is there anything else you're looking forward to we haven't seen yet? Look, yeah, gotta go see.
Not that I know of.
I need to see butt sniffing hugs.
See, I need to go look around a little bit more. I've been basically, even though it doesn't sound like I've done a lot, I've had a lot of stuff going, so.
It's always good to wander.
Yeah.
We did check out BioShock, and they weren't really showing much. Or not BioShock, BioWare.
BioWare, yeah.
I was really hoping they'd have demos of something.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything. They had panels, but
BioWare didn't have anything, so.
Yeah, Bethesda had a bit more to show.
But still not much.
Not much.
They really didn't have any hands-on.
They mostly had selfie stations.
Yeah, just selfie stations.
Some of the bigger companies really were just kind of punting a little bit, in my opinion, this year.
Yeah, this year they kind of sucked, the big companies.
As far as like showing gameplay.
I did get to watch a cool like build your own shelter thing on Fallout 4 on this big screen, but that's about it.
Okay.
So.
Was it any in-game footage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in-game footage. You have to build like shelter. If you build a shelter, you got to build like guard towers. You got to have the guard towers manned. You got to have turrets built. And you got to have like generators. And you got to supply generators and
They
stuff.
did give us this though, which is codes for 5 lunchboxes.
Yeah,
That was cool.
I got 10 lunchboxes.
I got 10 lunchboxes as well.
Yep. So that's like $7 a piece. So,
Yep.
anyways, guys, that is this wrap up. Went longer than we thought. So until tomorrow on our trade ride home, don't forget to prime and shine. Bye.